Hello! Today, I am going to talk about a practical advice to have a healthy mind.
Today's choices are tomorrow's results.
While we all get to make our own choices, we don't get to choose what the consequences of those choices will be. And sometimes we base on what we want for the future or what we want right now. However, life doesn't just happen, and instead, we are defined by the choices we make, and some of these choices were made by ourselves and by other people, and we just accept the decisions and follow along with it.
Stop and think about it.
You or someone around you chooses what's the next thought, the next comment, or activity that will be. And you develop as an individual according to your choices that guide or influence your life. Imagine life like a road. So it may be long and short, smoothly and rocky, crooked and straight. And on this journey, there are many roads that would come our way as we go through life. And there are many roads that would lead to a life of success, isolation or poverty, happiness to sadness, disappointment, and defeat. Like any road, there are corners, detours, and crossroads in life. And perhaps the most perplexing road that you would ever encounter is a crossroad. So with four roads to choose from, which road will you take? Would you take any road or just stay where you are?
There are no guarantees.
You don't really know where a road will take you until you take it. So this is the most important thing that you need to realize about life. And nobody said that choosing to do the right thing will always lead you to happiness. So for example, choosing to love someone does not guarantee that it would be returned. And just like that, there are too many possible outcomes that you really cannot control.
Wrong decisions are always at hindsight.
So if you had known that you were making a wrong decision, would you have gone along with it? Or if not, why would you choose a certain path that when you know that it would get you lost? And also, why make a certain decision when you know that from the very beginning, it is not the right one? So this requires acceptance and a vast apprehension.
Take the risk and decide.
It is true that one wrong turn could get you lost, but it can also be an opportunity for you to have an adventure leading to more open roads. And there is an undergoing caution in deciding and taking a risk. But it is not about being careless because it is a matter of perspective. And maybe most of us may not be confronted with situations like this where a choice is decided between a lost traveler or an accidental tourist of life. Yet, we have our own journeys to take and our own journeys to make.
In choosing the best option in the face of life's crossroads.
First, you should know that every detail matters. You cannot find the confidence to decide when you know nothing about what you are faced with. So we have to start with the five W's. So about the what, who, when, where, and why. So starting with what is the situation, who are the people involved, when did it happen, where is this leading, and why are you in this situation? So these are just some possible questions that you need to know more about your situation. And oftentimes, the reason for the indecision is because of the lack of information about the situation. So this is important.
Second, explore and generate options.
You should know what options does the situation give you. Sometimes there are few, sometimes there are numerous. But when you think that there are no options, this is the time that you explore and create your own options from your train of thought. And sometimes the most complex idea could prove to be the right one in the end. But make sure that you make the decision yourself in the end.
Third, there are gains and losses.
So you must learn how to assess each option that you have by looking at the advantages and disadvantages that life offers you. And in this way, you get to have more insights about the consequences and the potential alternatives of such option. And sometimes you may be pressured or motivated, but there is stability in between and it becomes part of life.
And lastly, the courage to self-trust.
Now that you have assessed your options, it is the time to trust yourself. Remember that there are no guarantees and wrong decisions are always at hindsight. So you only have the power to choose, decide, and believe that you are choosing the best option at this time. And remember that everything you do now will be part of your past, present, and future. Now that you have made a decision, you must be ready to face its consequences, either good or bad, whether it may take you to a place of promise or a place of problems. But the important thing is that you have chosen to live your life instead of becoming a bystander or a passive audience on your own life. Whether it is the right decision or not, only time can tell. You are unique and a one-of-a-kind combination of physical characteristics, personal interests, and emotional feelings that define you as an individual. However, it's not this unique package that determines the enjoyment and effectiveness of your life, but on how you choose to use it. Therefore, understanding the role that choices play in defining your life is the most important thing to learn if you want to fully develop the life that you have been given. Despite what you think, you can change your current situation. After all, everything in life is a choice. So you can choose to change things, but you don't. Because in order to get out of your current situation, you have to pay a price. And you might think that this price is too much to pay, and as a result, you live your life unhappily in its current state. At the end of the day, life is full of choices, and you decide on how your life plays out. Every day, you make hundreds of choices, from snoozing your alarm, staying at home, or even calling up a friend and telling that you were thinking about them. And all of these decisions play out over the days, weeks, months, and years for our lives to put us in the situation that we are in at this very moment. So, if you want to be in a different situation, you need to accept first that life is about choices. And then you need to understand that everything is a choice and you can change your current situation. And you need to realize all of your choices has consequences. And if you can do this, you will see positive improvements to all areas of your life. And as a result, you will live a happier and more fulfilled life that will allow you to become the best version of yourself. The choice that we make goes our way, then we can inspire people by telling them, believe me, it really works. And if it doesn't, then we can learn and share our mistakes, our experiences, realizations, and empower people to make the right choices and never regret whatever the outcome will be because there is a reason and purpose for everything. And indeed, that life teaches us a valuable lesson every day, just like a road. To remember that we always have the chance to make better decisions and choices in life.
Wherever we are today, good, bad, or indifferent, it is due to the choices we make. Life is a matter of choices, and the most important choice we can make is the attitude we're going to have.